Of course it was. Of course it was. What a gift. All right, we've all taken our selfies. Can we see a difference in them? Yeah. Mine's the 222. 222 comes out at me all the time, which is abundance and being on the right path. We go to the caravan every summer, have done for 35 years, but the location where it is now, we're coming up 19 years. And it's the one place where Mum and I will play Yahtzee, so the dice game. And there was one year, I think it was 2019, it was before all the shit hit with COVID. 6 games in a row across my score sheet, my chance card had 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, 6 times. And by game 5 or 6, it was becoming like a little joke that Mum and I were doing. Wonder if we can get 22, because we'd seen the pattern. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it. Like, I wasn't really, at that point, I wasn't really looking up numerology. I wasn't really aware. My awareness was still growing when it came to things like that and synchronicities and things like that. I was still learning that sort of stuff. And lo and behold, game 5, chance 22. Game 6, chance 22. And I went, far out, Brussels sprout. This has got to be the biggest sign ever. Whatever's out there has created this whole row of 22s. Like, you couldn't bet on it. So I circled these 22s and I put a post on Facebook with it to say, we're playing our usual holiday games. Does anyone know what this means? Now, I could have just looked it up, but I wanted to start a bit of a conversation about it and see people's interpretations of it. Because, of course, Google will tell you 1 or 2 things, but not necessarily some of those other beautiful meanings. And it was just so lovely with the number of different people that commented and even gave me little proverbs and put pictures on it and all sorts of interesting things. And from people that had probably stalked me forever but never commented, now they had something to say. It was actually really beautiful. Such a simple post, but it brought out a lot of people's interest. And one of my beautiful girlfriends, who we used to live next door to each other in our first married home, we then, when we moved house to where we are now, I'm in number 76, she was in 46. So even after we both moved suburbs, we ended up in the same street. She now lives in another place, but we still keep in contact. She's all into numerology and Reiki, and she draws very intuitively and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, she put something on there to go, and she never comments on anything, mind you. She's one of those very introverted, silent people in the background, and she commented. So I went, oh, I've really triggered something in her. This is cool for her to comment. This is pretty damn cool. And she'd put this proverb or something on this, an image, and something to do with the angel numbers and stuff like that. And it just hits me, like it lands really deep, that she went completely out of her comfort zone to comment on my post, because other than happy birthday, Kim, on my birthday, she's never, ever written anything on Facebook for my stuff. And I post a lot. I'm not secret on Facebook, but she never comments. And she did on this one. And she put this angel card, and it was about the, whatever you're doing right now, keep going, you're on the right track. And it was all about being the right track. And a couple of other people had put something along the right track. And it wasn't until ages later that I really resonated with those words to go, they're not saying that you're on the right path. They're not saying you're on the right road, the right track. Track could be anything. Music, train tracks, direction. And I'm like, it took me ages to kind of break through the words a little bit to realize that it wasn't necessarily talking tangibly from a road point of view. it was actually talking something else. And of course, it wasn't long past that COVID hit, and everything that we'd set up for 2020 when it came to our courses and our retreats and our face-to-face events and everything that Kat and I had mapped out. We had so many things planned for the year. It was going to be our year of launching, you know, all of our new tangible services. And it's only on reflection about 6 months ago that I sort of went, I wonder if that's what this track was. That it was coming to from a space of intention rather than like you're on the right intention, you're on the right idea, where track was potentially saying it doesn't need to be tangible to be real. Because I had it all set up in my head that all these live events equals success. But when we had to pivot so quickly and put all of our courses online, because that was the only method we had, especially in Melbourne, it dawned on me only about 6 months ago, which is, you know, nearly 3 years after this whole 22 came forward in my space. And I realized, I actually reckon that's what it was talking about with this right track. Just stick to your intention. How it happens and the tangibility of how it happens is irrelevant. It's the intention and the keep moving forward with the right, with that goal in mind. How it comes to fruition is irrelevant. Because so often we have this idea in our head of what it's going to look like, sound like, feel like, right? That's how we've been trained to make it happen, but the universe has other ideas. And sometimes that's exactly what needs to happen. Around 6 months ago was when I was physically closing down a clinic of mine. So my second clinic was being closed down. You know, COVID had basically killed it. And it was around that time that whilst I was kind of grieving this business, this 22 kept showing up around that time as well. And it reminded me that it wasn't the tangible that was required. It was the intention and the belief and the just go do it, whatever it is. Because there's a lot of amazing folk out there that have very successful businesses and have made such amazing ripple effect and impact in the world, and they don't have anything tangible. In the values section, we talked about coming into level 7 is the information era. Information is not necessarily tangible in those contexts. It's not necessarily touchable, feelable. It's not a product, an item. But an idea, information, can certainly make a world of difference in people's lives. And I thought, maybe that's what the track is. It's information. It's a pathway as opposed to a path. It's an opening or an idea or a direction rather than a thing. And I thought, I'm going to let the universe keep working on that with me. But just help me appreciate that it is the intention and the doing to make things happen, create things. But when I look at what my business is, very little of it's tangible. It's all information. The only thing tangible are the certificates you guys get. Just saying. Oh, got a lot of Claire's. Got a lot of Claire's. There's going to be a Meredith in here. There we go. Just saying. that's pretty much the only tangibility about the whole thing. There's a little bit of cardboard. The rest of it's here. And more importantly,